we're here with Milan Nič. He's a senior fellow at the German Council on Foreign Relations. Let's start from the start. What's the German Council on Foreign Relations and what's its mission?
It is a think tank based in Berlin. It celebrated 70th anniversary recently because it was started in Bonn in the Federal Republic when Germany was reinventing its foreign policy. But nowadays it's a maybe number 2 think tank in terms of size in Berlin. It is partly linked with the Foreign Office. We get less than 20% of funding from Federal Foreign Office. And then we publish papers, do a lot of public discussions, also closed-door discussions with parliamentarians, or we host conferences, and we have about 40 researchers. And then a membership, so we are also a membership-based organization with 8 chapters around Germany, so different towns, Hamburg, Munich, Stuttgart, and we also have a magazine called Internationale Politik. Internationale Politik, which is like foreign affairs of Germany.
Seeing all our ever-changing environment now, all the parameters are changing. We are watching a new world order maybe coming about, and I think your think tank is maybe accustomed to change since when it started. It had a different mission, and now it has a different mission. Germany was in a different place, and the EU now is in a different place, and it's struggling, I think, with its perception of values, and it's not a homogeneous. It never was a homogeneous confederation. But how do you see your mission shifting now, and what's your biggest challenge? Because we're talking about foreign relations, but then they cannot be detached from internal sentiment. What's the sentiment and the biggest challenge that you face now inside of Germany in focusing on foreign relations?
Look, I will confess that I'm dealing with two files, 2 portfolios. One is Central Eastern Europe within the EU, so countries to the east of Germany, starting with Poland, Czech Republic, and so on. And then the other portfolio is Southeast Europe, so the Western Balkans, the enlargement, including increasingly Moldova, Ukraine. And first thing I have to explain is that I'm fighting for attention for my own topics, including enlargement. Before war in Ukraine started, maybe there was a consensus that the perception in Germany was that yes, Western Balkans is part of German security, Germany's security, but because there was no country that was really reforming too fast, the perception was that okay, it will take a long time, they really don't rush to become, to qualify to become a member, and we also have plenty of internal issues in the EU, so we are not pushing them to reform faster, or their leaders. There's this stabilocracy, and they are not also sort of doing enough what's needed, and it will take time until the first ones will be really qualified or finish the accession talks. This has changed since the war started in Ukraine. Ukraine really reopened the issue of European security. I'm saying that what the Western Balkans used to be after the wars in ex-Yugoslavia for the rest of Europe, now it's Ukraine. So it has brought enlargement back to the table. What the European Union or the Commission is now negotiating with Ukraine and Moldova is a different enlargement process. It's a different accession process. It's mostly security focused, and they use the old accession process to stabilize them as much as they can, while they are continuing in the old process and old methodology with the Western Balkans. I'm convinced that there will be no linking with Ukraine unless there is enlargement with first Western Balkan countries. So this is how European politics works. There needs to be a consensus among 27 member states. There is a large group of member states that say basically you need to finish the business with those who are prepared. So now it's really about Montenegro, Albania mostly doing their job fast, so they finish the technical side, and then they can come back to the European Council and say, hey, Now let's talk about accession treaty.
So the war in Ukraine, did it make the process faster?
It did, but also more complicated.
More complicated. And for the end,
The problem I have in Germany is that there is still now no debate about enlargement, and I think the front runners, so to speak, Montenegro, Albania, need to push this, need by the results and say, hey, we are really close to finishing. And then the German Bundestag and the German discourse, political discourse, need to wake up to the fact that, hey, maybe Montenegro will finish all the chapters by the end of next year. And then you will have a real debate. Now, it's a different Europe, it's changing. France has Marine Le Pen's party, far-right party leading, winning the next elections, which are not enlargement-friendly party. The same AfD, Alternative für Deutschland in Germany. They can misuse now the sentiment in the society against enlargement. And I think this is what will be the debate. They will look at all the stereotypes of the Balkans and try to squeeze it against. And this debate is coming. The fact that there is no attention now, maybe it's useful for Montenegrins, Albanians, so that there is no scrutiny. It details how they are doing it, but it will come. And they will need to be, therefore they need to do good results. Because I think what's underestimated in the Western Balkan capitals and among my friends, I'm telling them, the whole European Union has become so fragile in its internal decision making that there is a credible, and it's a matter of credibility and preparedness. And there is a worry that if the enlargement will be done too fast and in the wrong way, it can contribute to erosion of the EU or destruction of the EU. So it's becoming existential also. And last thing is that among member states, France is the one that is pushing a formula saying, okay, we can enlarge, but we need to also deepen and we need to go into different speeds. So that they want from Germany a compromise that they will, in some policies, in some files, also deepen, and that's very complicated. So it's complex, but I think by now the governments here should say, hey, we are doing our part, so here.
Are you optimistic? Yes or no?
I'm optimistic that by 2030, I think it will take longer as always. So I think the plan of Tirana or Podgorica to be done in 1 or 2 years with accession talks is maybe too ambitious. But I'm optimistic that by the end of this Commission mandate, 2029, we will have first ratification.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.